I ask myself nearly every Jimmy Johnson win, how the hell does he do it? Like every single time he turns a fifth place car and he puts it in freaking victory lane. How does he do this? Why the hell can't Martin Truex Jr. start doing that shit? That's what I'm asking. That's what I'm asking. I mean, for fuck's sake. One time is all I ask, you know? One time a year. One time every, like, 5 years, apparently. So that's how long it took last time. You get to, Holy shit, that was a great race. Wow. I knew that when we had Sebring, however the fuck you say, Sebring 12-hour race yesterday, and I watched that the most of the time yesterday, only flipping to Xfinity occasionally to see how Allgaier was doing. Spoiler alert, terribly. And I saw the end of that race, and I saw occasionally there were some good battles for the lead in that race, and I'm thinking, wow, they can make that shitty Xfinity Series package work. Sprint Cup race is going to be fantastic. Holy shit. Consistently good racing through the entire race? There was just like maybe one or two really, really long green flag runs right at the tail end of a tire run where like the field was really, really strung out and everyone was single file pretty much. There was a couple instances of that, but flag to flag, for sure, best race of the year so far. 6 cars under a blanket for the lead. You know, that's a pretty good race, gotta say. And Chase Elliott definitely is driving the 24 car. Because did you see that final pit stop? Holy shit, that final pit stop. Wow. I was rooting for that 24, I was rooting for the 24 for the first time in my entire life there. Okay, maybe not. Maybe there was a couple of times that Jimmy Johnson and Jeff Gordon were racing and I was reluctantly pulling for the 24. In any case, thank you, Logano. Fantastic job wrecking Truex for no reason. That was great. Thank you. I think he should be the one called to the hauler rather than Casey Kane. Both of them look like pure accident, but for some reason, Casey Kane, you know, completely accidentally wrecking Danica Patrick, but Danica at Martinsville comes over the radar specifically saying that she's going to try and wreck David Gilliland. $10,000 fine, you know. It wouldn't have been anything if it hadn't been for Matt, though, so thank you, based Matt, once again. What else is there to talk about here? God damn, this race was good. Like, there's nothing specifically to say. Everything about this race was fantastic. That last run before the final caution, Casey Mears was knocking on the door of the top 10. That's too fucking good. That is... Landon Castle coming home with a 16th place finish in the 8 for shit front row car. Nice, baby. Shut up, phone. Could you not ping us one fucking time? I swear. Shit, everything that I record. Always. Yeah, fuck you. Fuck you. Of course, Kyle Busch had an issue early. Got right back on the lead lap and was challenging for the win at the end. Didn't put him in my draft picks, but everyone else that had issues, I put in my draft picks. Brian Vickers, Martin Truex Jr., Kurt Busch. Yep. Still pulled away with an 8,000th place finish, though. Not enough to make any money, so who gives a shit? Oh. Harvick had the dominant car of the day. I hate when that happens because you always know how the race is going to end. He's going to lead all the laps, and maybe he'll lose at the end. If you know you're lucky. And today we were lucky, so that's good. Chase Elliott, 6th place. That was about where he came out. A.J. Allmendinger, nice 8th. And Ricky Stenhouse, 5th place. Oh my goodness. I've never liked Ricky, except until last year. Started liking him, seeing as how he's like the only driver worth a shit at Roush anymore. Trevor Bayne pulling home 20th. At least it wasn't lower than 20th. Yeah, Casey Mears, 17th. Was in 11th at one point. Brian Scott, though, in 11th. That was a pretty good finish for him. Matt D. Guido gets 27th. Good job, Guido. Regan Smith with a 23rd. Nice. Yeah, and of course, Truex finishing 32nd. Yep, thanks a lot, Logano. Anyway, what else is there to talk about? How about... Yeah, I got nothing. I got nothing. The whole race was great. 10 out of 10. Okay, not 10 out of 10. 9 out of 10. Solid 9 out of 10. 8.5 at the lowest. There was a couple of slow spots. There was a couple of stupid things that happened. But all in all, flag to flag, best race of the season so far. Next time we race, we will be at Martinsville, though, home of one of the best races of last year, which isn't saying much since last year was 2015, but could we see a repeat of a magical Martinsville race? Probably. They're always pretty damn good. In any case, that's really all I gotta say. It was a fantastic race. Could do for just a little itty bitty teeny tiny bit more of clean air not being needed. All this could be fixed without the splitter, but you know what? I'm not going to say anything. Oh yeah, Kyle Larson had a crazy wreck. It's a good thing there wasn't any frickin' grass, and it's a good thing they had a safer barrier there. That was at least 30 miles per hour more than Denny hit the wall, and you saw what happened when Denny hit the wall without frickin' safer barrier, so it was a good thing that was there. I'd like to see an excuse for people to not want safer barriers all over the racetracks now. Thank you. Please and thank you. Explain this shit. Martinsville's next. Trucks are back next. Yes, the next NASCAR sanctioned event is trucks. I'm so excited. Let's get this show on the fucking road again, mateys. I can't wait to see trucks on track again. Anyway, yes, great race. 8.5 out of 10 at the lowest, man. That was some good shit. Super Jimmy strikes again, but at least it wasn't Harvick.